One thing that permeates this entire issue is a focus on relationships in a lot of different ways, but I think every single story says something about relationships, internally or externally, whether it's a baking company with their employees or with their customers, or even if it's a relationship between a baking company and their suppliers. It permeates the entire issue. A couple of issues ago, I had the privilege of featuring Joe Kenner as our executive profile. He's the president and CEO of Greyston. And this month, we got to take a deep dive into the company and the operation and how their open hiring practices are implemented into the operation and how these workers are building the workforce. And I'm excited for the industry to read this story because the way Greyston builds their workforce is, in my opinion, the key to changing the baking industry's workforce. And then I think the cover story, which is Cérélia, really complements what Greyston's doing with their workforce, because Cérélia is a huge French company that has breaking into the US market, and they are working out of an incredible, fully automated facility. But even with this amazing automation that they have that is really streamlining the process, the big takeaway was that it can't be done without their people. And so they invested a lot in automated equipment, and then they have also invested a lot in how they train their people on that equipment and how they develop their workforce to become bakers and not just operators. And that is so important. And so it's not just these incredible products, these pastry products that they're making and bringing this sort of French style to the American consumer, but also how they're really changing the game in what's going on inside the walls of the facility. Thought leadership today is something so big and so important in our industry. And one place I think it's really coming through is at IBIE. I think it has grown beyond just a trade show, but it's a place for thought leadership. And not just in IBIE Educate, but also throughout the show. I think there are so many influencers that are going to be participating in so many aspects of the show at pavilions and at exhibitor booths that thought leadership is going to be almost everywhere you turn. And thought leaders are where we need to look for inspiration for building these relationships.